It's not you. And this is not the part of the video where we go into body positivity or being big boned.
I got a stitch in my side and I've lost my freshness.
People with ADHD are 4 times more likely to be obese. And we'll get into the reasons for that in just a minute, and at the end, what we can actually do about it.
Buck up, little camper.
We tend to be heavier, and it's yet another gift we get from being ADHD and neurospicy. I've struggled with my weight practically my whole life. And one of my core memories is back when I was a little kid, we went to someone's house to do a big Halloween party, and they had a garage set up like a barn, so after people went through the haunted house, they could hang out there for a while. You know, there were like bales of hay everywhere and like decorations of scarecrows and stuff. And I remember there was a box of donuts sitting there, and I was there all alone. Everyone else was off doing other stuff, and me being a little kid, I wasn't very helpful to actually setting up the haunted house or getting anything ready for the party. So it was just me and that box of donuts, and I bet you can see where this is going to go. I thought, I'll have one, and no one will notice, and so I ate one. And then I thought, well, they really won't notice if I have a second one. So I ate the second one, and then before I knew it, I had cleaned out most of the box. And honestly, I don't know if anyone ever found out that I did it. We are chronically low in dopamine, and so food is one of the things that we can turn to in order to satisfy that need. The other common thing we turn to is shopping. But it's not just any food. It's not like people with ADHD are like super craving bananas or something like that. It's the food with the highest reward of dopamine associated with it. So we're talking about things like sugar or empty carbs, usually desserts and baked goods. And so we tend to have a really bad sweet tooth. So for us, the gap between the craving of empty carbs and the actual doing, the eating of the empty carbs, is much smaller than neurotypicals. Sometimes you'll hear people talking about the gap. This is what they're referring to. It's that mental space between impulse and action. And ours is significantly smaller. Does size matter? Maybe that's a topic for another time. But for us and impulsivity, it's like watching ourselves do it and we can't stop ourselves. We know we shouldn't do it. The knowledge is there. Unfortunately, trying to control that's like bottling a hurricane. So let's compare an ADHD and a neurotypical when it comes to food cravings for things like sugar. By the way, Healthy Gamer GG has a great video on this. I'll link to it. So what does that mean? It means for an ADHDer that the cravings are much more intense, so we're more likely to eat the treat. But when we eat it, the satisfaction that we get out of it, or the reward, the dopamine, is significantly less than neurotypicals. And so we end up eating a lot more of it. Hence our problems of being overweight. But wait, there's more.
It's much worse than you think.
If you happen to have depression or some kind of emotional dysregulation, which many of us with ADHD have, it's that gift that keeps on giving, right? Negative emotions amplify dopamine sensitivity. What does that mean? It means that our cravings are even worse, so our likelihood of eating the treat is significantly higher. And it also means that it takes more to satisfy the craving. So what does that mean in practical terms? It means that someone who is neurotypical will be able to see the treat, eat the treat, and be satisfied. Those of us with ADHD will see the treat, eat the treat, not be as satisfied, and then eat more treats. Sometimes this is called the what the hell effect. I've had one brownie, I may as well have 12. I've done it. You've probably done it too. You know you have. Heck, I just told you about the donut story. I don't think I've shared that story with anyone. Now it's on the internet for the entire world to see.
Now, if we can just keep it from exploding!
And then we have people with ADHD and some kind of emotional dysregulation, some negative emotion or depression. And what are they going to do? They're going to eat even more. It's the what the hell effect on steroids, or maybe the Arnold version. Maybe the what the hell Arnold effect? I don't know. So it seems like we're pretty screwed, and honestly we are. But there's 2 things that we can really do to help bring this back in. The first one is to not eat while you're distracted. Don't eat in front of the TV. Eat at the table. When we're distracted, our brains aren't thinking about the food, and it decreases the amount of dopamine that we get from the food that we're eating. So if we eat without distraction, then the dopamine we get from that food is higher. So put your phone away, put it on the other side of the room, sit at the dining room table, and enjoy your meal. Thing that we can do number 2, keep the food in your mouth for longer. No, you don't have to chew 20 times or whatever that dumb rule was that we all heard growing up. But the longer the food stays in our mouths, the more we taste it, and the more we taste it, the more satisfaction we get out of it. And thus, the dopamine levels increase, which is a good thing. That means the reward is higher. So just to clarify, I am not saying don't eat the piece of cake, don't eat the cookie, don't eat the donut. I'm not saying that.
Put the cookie down! Now!
What I'm saying is savor the donut, enjoy the donut. The object of eating the food is not to inhale it and get it in your stomach as quickly as possible. You are not a vacuum, and eating the food is not on the to-do list that you're trying to cross off to be more productive. Enjoy the food, spend time with the food. Turn the lights down low, light some candles, turn on some Barry White or some Marvin Gaye or Boyz II Men or whatever it is that, gets you in the mood. And tell your food how much it means to you.
What do you want to do?
No, you don't have to do any of that. I'm just joking around. But what's your food story? What box of donuts did you eat at the Halloween party? Or I guess your version of it. Put it in the comments if you feel so inclined. And as always, I appreciate you. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And I look forward to the next one where we engineer the crap out of ADHD.